everyone, this is Janae, and as promised, I'm going to show a little bit more of my project life. I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little funny. I'm fighting that vicious cold that my husband had last week, and now he transferred it to me. Thank you, love. And so I hopefully won't cough or sneeze or anything during this video. Okay, so carrying on with my project life, we ended here, which I think was the 18th, so I just ended there with my Mama Elephant packaging, because that was the first stamp set I'd gotten from them. And then here I used the same page protector, the 9 4x4s, and I don't know, I think because I already had a lot of these pictures planned out and I wanted to put in Instagrams, and Instagram's a 4x4, so I think that was my thinking about using the same page protectors back to back. I try not to do that, but it happened. Okay, so carrying on, that was the 18th, this is the 19th, and this first square is a picture of my husband and I. We went to Ruby Tuesdays for date night, because they have the best salad bar known to man. So there's a picture of us outside of the restaurant. The paper is, I think, Pebble Seen and Noted. And then I just stamped in Memento Black ink date night in the speech bubble, and that is Kelly Porky stamp. And over here is the date stamp, and it says you and me and the date. So kept that pretty simple. And here is a little die cut from My Mind's Eye, and then I threw a brad in the middle, and I'm not sure where that brad is from, but just a brad in the middle, just to give a little interest. And here's continuing our date night, and this is our meal, or yeah, the appetizer and my salad, sorry. And I documented a little here, and then this is the strip that comes on top of the Seen and Noted paper. If you have that notepad, you know what I'm talking about, how they put the decorative strip. So I use that there, and this paper is, I think it's a My Mind's Eye paper, the background. And there's a picture, outlined it with a little black pen. And here I stamped For the Record, and that's a Studio Calico stamp set. And then I punched out a arrow stamp and put it on with my Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher. And again, a Studio Calico stamp that says dinner. So those are on the same night. So in this next one, this is the 20th. And this is on the Seen and Noted bubble, speech bubble paper. And this is a text conversation I had with my husband. He was out hunting that day, and he sent me a text saying that he just saw an 8-pointer buck, and he shot at it, but he was unable to find it. He didn't see a blood trail, so he thinks he missed it. Yeah, it was pretty funny. But anyway, here is, I used the Studio Calico letters here. These are basic gray letters, and it says Text Me Maybe. I think I had that song Call Me Maybe in my head, so yeah, that turned into Text Me Maybe. And then, of course, I stamped the date. And then this middle row right here, this is all the same day. So we live in a development, but it's kind of out in the country. So, and there's a lot of farmland around us. So they smoke this time of year. They have to smoke the tobacco. I live in Tennessee, so they grow tobacco here. And it actually smells really good. I am not a smoker. I don't chew. My husband doesn't smoke. My dad smokes. That's probably the only person in my entire family that smokes. But I just love the smell of when they're smoking that tobacco. I have no idea. So when they put it in the barns, they hang it up and they have to smoke it to dry it out. So this is a picture I took of the barn with my iPhone, so then I turned it into an Instagram. And there's documenting a little bit, and that's on My Mind's Eye paper. I'm not sure which collection. But all the stuff here, this cluster was all already on the paper. And then just stamped an arrow, and here is another one, and that's the tobacco hanging on the actual racks, and then they put that into that barn, and then they smoke it. I think there's like a fire underneath it, and yeah. So that's the extent of that. Here is another one, and this is Seen and Noted paper. And it says, hello, Hurricane Sandy, using the snap letters, those tiny letters that I showed before. And this is a, and I guess I haven't mentioned this, but I am originally from the Bahamas and born and raised. My entire family still lives in the Bahamas, so we vacation there quite a bit. And so yeah, so this was a picture that one of my friends from the Bahamas posted on Facebook when Hurricane Sandy was traveling along. And of course, this is before it hit the East Coast. And I just thought this was cool because it shows the entire hurricane satellite image right over the Bahamas. So there's the Bahamas. You can't even see it. That underneath that entire cloud is the entire country. So luckily, everybody was fine. My mom, I don't even think, she did lose power for like a little bit. But, you know, nothing too major. Nothing like what happened to the East Coast. So that was a blessing. So, yeah, so that was simple. Just wanted to document that. And here is talking about it. So this is some washi tape. And this is just paper, I think, from the Seen and Noted, the grid paper. And this is something that came in my Studio Calico kit that I cut in half. The arrow is from that Kelly Purkey Rad set. I think it's the one that says Rad, and I think that arrow is from that. And then over here is the date, and then this little Friday with the arrow came from that Close to My Heart stamp set. And here is just a filler card that says Everyday Love, and this is all the Amy Tangerine. I think this arrow, though, is Seen and Noted. So there it is, and then I outlined it in black. So that's that side of that week. So, and then over here, this is, in this first block, the paper, I'm not positive. I think it's Basic Gray, maybe from the, I think it's Basic Gray. I'm not sure what collection. But any event, that shows, here, I stamped using those itty-bitty Walmart dollar stamps, and it says Happy Guy. And this is a Studio Calico flare that came in one of the kits. It says Today. And this is a picture of my husband that he sent me right after he shot his buck. So this was the following weekend. That text happened a week before this picture. So he went out again, and he finally got his buck. And in fact, he's out hunting right now again. Yeah, addicted much. But this is some washi tape. It's green and polka dotted. The polka dots are clear, though. And then this says Remember, and I think it's from a Studio Calico kit, and I just put it on a tiny attacher and called it good. And this one's just his registration. He has to get one a permit every time he goes out, and he has put it on his dashboard. So I kept this one because this is the one that documents his getting the buck that weekend. So, and then here I just put a little tab, the Jenny Bolin tab, and it says Pull. And it doesn't necessarily, it's just not attached. So I guess that's why if you want to take it out and look on the other side of it, somebody could do that. And this one is, so after he had shot, this picture was taken when he was out in the woods. So he took that, or I think his hunting buddy, John, took that for him with his iPhone. And so then after they got the deer out of the woods, he called me, and I went and met up with him so we could both go to the meat processing place together, because he wanted me to let the butcher know how I wanted the meat cut up, I guess. So when I did that, I took our larger, DSLR camera, so I could get some clear shots of him. So this is him just sitting in the back of the truck, and of course that deer was just bloody laying in the back of the truck. And it was a 7-pointer, so he missed his 8-pointer, but he got a 7-pointer, so he's pretty happy. It's no huge trophy, but he was happy to at least have gotten this one. So there's he and his deer, and this paper is, I'm drawing a blank. I don't remember. From one of my mini packs. It's not Seen and Noted. I can't remember. But in any event, this is, another tab, and I think this little tab came from, it could be Studio Calico. It just says approved. I don't know, you can't see that, it's in white writing. The 7-point buck, those letters are Prima letters, and I use these are just 3 little green stars I punched out, And this is the camera washi, not the one I just got, but another one that I have. I think most of you have seen that. And I just outlined it in black. And this right here with the arrows going up is the story. So he told me the story about the whole, process of the whole story about how he finally got his buck. So I wrote it down there. And everything, of course, is stamp dated. In the center cell, this is just, I met a friend up to go to Starbucks, and I just kept we didn't take any pictures because, we always go to Starbucks, but I just kept the little, cardboard koozie that they give you just to document it. And then here I talked a little about how I met up with her, and we also went and did some shopping after that, so that was a lot of fun. And this is from that KI Memories stamp set, the new one that just came out. And I think these arrows are too. And best, I think these all came from it. And this paper is I think it's a My Mind's Eye collection. And I can't remember, maybe that tangerine something. I can't remember. This is that washi tape that has the hearts that are colored in red, sporadically. And yeah. So here starts, and that was the 30th, and so now we go to the 31st, and let's see if I can, okay. So we had gotten our pumpkins that I showed you earlier in Project Life. So now the 31st, or the 30th, this is the 30th, no. What was that? Oh no, that was 30th, this is the 28th, sorry. We carved our pumpkins. So this is us posing with our jack-o'-lanterns, and the other page you can see them all lit up. But so we're there, and we set up our camera on our tripod, and we just had it continuously take shots of us as we were carving. So that was pretty fun. And these are the Ali Edwards. This is from an Ali Edwards stamp set. The paper is Seen and Noted. These arrows are Studio Calico, and this is from the Ali Edwards, that little pumpkin stamp set. And here is, and I also got a question about my flare and whether or not I attach them on top of my page protectors or to the actual paper and then slide it into the page protector. I put my flare on top of the page protector. So, for instance, if I pull this out, so I pull that out, and there, it's still there. And I did that because, sorry, I'm just going to put this back in here. I did that because it was causing too much of a bulge if I did attach to the paper and I pushed it in, it was just causing this weird bulge, and papers and stuff would kind of get caught, and so that's why I decided to change that up. So that's where I keep them on top of my page protectors. So this is a flare that I got from, I want to say, Flare for Buttons or Life in Bits and Pieces. I can't remember. I think it's a Flare for Buttons, but I'll have to check that. Or maybe it was Evilicious. No, it wasn't Evilicious. Anyway, disregard me in my babble. This paper is Seen and Noted, and I used two different parts of it, so it's Seen and Noted on both, but it's just that these were scraps that I made look like a 4x4 piece of paper. And I put some washi in the middle to hide the seam. And these arrows are, I think they were cut with my silhouette, and I just kind of had them laying around, and so I threw them in here. And that's the great thing about Project Life, is that you can just use scraps that have just been laying around, and it looks good for some reason when you throw it in your Project Life. So these stickers that say Beware, There's Magic in the Air, and Jack-o'-lantern, they are from October Afternoon, and then this is my journaling. And then here we are, with our pumpkins. I probably should switch those, because this happened before that, but anyway, I can do that after. And then here's some journaling at the top. I did on some washi, that striped washi we got in the Studio Calico kit. I'm not sure. It's like that huge, oh, here it is. That huge roll of ledger washi. Yeah, I'll never go through that in my lifetime. And of course, it's on Seen and Noted paper. And there we are. So yeah, and that takes us into Halloween, which that's my next thing to show you. So there it is. There's a little bit more of my Project Life. I try to keep it as simple as possible, but I love it because at least I know it's documented. So if I never get around to making a 12 by 12 about, tobacco smoking, I don't feel bad because at least I have it in my project life. And I'm not going to make a 12 by 12 of every single date night we go on, or little text messages that we send back and forth to each other. But I'm excited that I have it documented somewhere. So there it is. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will do another video shortly of continuing my project life. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.